Jesus, according to this narrative, came to show us how to live in harmony with this inner divine presence, not to establish a belief system founded on guilt and atonement. If this account is accurate, humanity has spent 2 millennia misunderstanding Jesus' true message. He desired not to be worshipped as a martyr, but to be seen as an elder brother, a guide who came to teach the path to enlightenment. According to the Urantia book, Jesus did not come to establish a church or create rituals of worship, but to awaken humanity to its own inherent divinity. The video then poses a crucial question. Is all of this merely an invention? How can we determine if the Urantia book is a genuine revelation and not simply a brilliant philosophical work? The answer, the video suggests, may lie in the impact this knowledge has on those who study it. Unlike traditional religious texts that often demand blind faith, the Urantia book encourages readers to question, reflect, and experience truth for themselves. It does not impose dogmas, but proposes that true enlightenment arises from direct personal experience with the divine. Regardless of its authenticity, the vision it presents of Jesus is described as both fascinating and transformative. It invites a completely new perspective on Christ, not as a distant savior, but as a living example of spiritual evolution. If this vision is accepted, then the story of Jesus does not conclude with the crucifixion, but continues in the individual journey of each person. After all, if he was indeed a creator's son, his ultimate purpose was not to create followers, but to transform us into beings capable of attaining the same spiritual light he achieved. The video highlights that the Urantia book's initial impact lies in its challenge to both science and religion. In contrast to traditional science, which often views the universe as a random sequence of events lacking conscious direction, the book asserts that everything follows a planned order, a mathematical and spiritual structure guiding the evolution of every particle in the cosmos. It proposes a cosmology where planets, galaxies, and civilizations are integral parts of a vast divine plan overseen by higher intelligences who guide the development of worlds like our own. Simultaneously, the book contradicts traditional religious beliefs by rejecting concepts such as original sin and the necessity of sacrifice for salvation. Instead, it posits that each person inherently carries a fragment of divinity and that spiritual evolution is a personal, continuous process rooted in the pursuit of truth, not in adherence to dogma. This idea fundamentally alters our understanding of life and death. If the Urantia book is accurate, death is not the final end, but merely a transition to new realms of existence. The book describes a process wherein souls awaken in other worlds, continuing their evolutionary journey until they attain a state of complete divine consciousness. This concept resonates with numerous ancient esoteric and spiritual traditions, such as the Hindu doctrine of the transmigration of souls or the Hermetic concept of spiritual ascension. However, the Urantia book presents this process with remarkable detail, almost like describing a technical procedure, a spiritual mechanism that governs the ascent of consciousness throughout the universe. The video then raises the question of why, if the book contains such profound truths, it is not more widely accepted and has not become a sacred text revered like the Bible, the Quran, or the Vedas. The answer it suggests may lie in the very nature of the revelation it offers. In contrast to organized religions that rely on rituals, clergy, and hierarchical structures for their sustenance, the Urantia book proposes that true spiritual knowledge is accessed individually. It suggests no need for intermediaries, churches, or temples. Divinity resides within each person, and the connection to it depends solely on personal development. This type of knowledge, the video suggests, poses a threat to religious institutions that depend on the dependence of their followers. Another fascinating implication of the Urantia book lies in its approach to the evolution of civilizations. It proposes that inhabited worlds follow evolutionary cycles, passing through periods of spiritual darkness before reaching a state of cosmic maturity. According to the Urantia book, Earth remains in a relatively primitive stage of development due to its history of isolation stemming from the Lucifer rebellion. This, the book suggests, explains the prevalence of conflict in our world, the fragmented nature of spirituality, and humanity's struggle to comprehend its true nature. However, the book emphasizes that this condition is not permanent. The book posits that humanity will eventually awaken to a higher level of consciousness and become integrated into a larger cosmic community. If this is accurate, the video suggests that we are currently living through a pivotal period in human history, a moment of transition where technological and scientific advancements could lead either to self-destruction or to an unprecedented evolutionary leap. The Urantia book proposes that the direction we ultimately take will depend on our individual and collective capacity to align with the higher principles governing the universe. This implies that genuine progress lies not solely in scientific or technological advancements, but also in the elevation of human consciousness. However, the video points out that one aspect of the book is considered problematic by many: its mysterious origin. The video raises the question of how one can accept a text allegedly channeled through an unknown individual without any objective verification of its authenticity. For skeptics, the Urantia book is viewed as nothing more than a sophisticated literary endeavor, perhaps a synthesis of philosophical and theological concepts crafted by a group of intellectuals. However, for those who deeply engage with its message, the book is said to possess a coherence and level of knowledge that defies simple human explanation. Regardless of its true origin, the video asserts that the impact the book has on its readers is undeniable, with many claiming it fundamentally transforms their worldview, leading to a new perception of existence and humanity's role in the cosmos. Unlike traditional scriptures that often demand dogmatic acceptance, the Urantia book encourages critical reflection, in-depth study, and personal engagement with the truth it presents. The video suggests that the book's significance extends beyond its detailed cosmology or its interpretation of Jesus Christ. Above all, it serves as an invitation to expand our consciousness and question the limitations of our current understanding. It challenges both scientific and religious paradigms, potentially opening a new path for those who seek a deeper understanding of reality. If it is indeed an authentic revelation, the video proposes that we are looking at one of the most significant documents in human history, a text with the potential to completely redefine our understanding of the universe and spirituality. Even if it is merely a human creation, the video concludes that the Urantia book remains one of the most intricate and impressive attempts ever undertaken to describe the nature of the cosmos and the destiny of the soul. The central mystery of the Urantia book lies not only in the answers it provides, but also in the profound questions it provokes. If its claims are accurate, humanity is still at the very beginning of its cosmic journey, with even greater revelations awaiting us in the future. The video ends by posing the question of whether humanity is ready to receive these potential revelations, directly addressing the viewer and asking for their opinion on whether the book contains hidden truths or is simply a sophisticated spiritual fiction, encouraging them to leave a comment and continue the discussion, emphasizing the value of shared knowledge before thanking them for watching. If this exploration into the mysterious Urantia book sparked your curiosity and perhaps even shifted your perspective on the universe and our place within it, please consider helping us share this thought-provoking message. By spreading awareness of these unique ideas, you contribute to a wider understanding of alternative perspectives. If you found this lesson engaging, give it a like, subscribe to our channel for more deep dives into enigmatic subjects, and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next intellectual adventure. Your support helps our channel grow and allows us to continue exploring these fascinating topics.